Wow.
Clippers out of the first round of the playoffs, as I talked about, for the second straight season. In Doc Rivers' 4 seasons, Scott, as head coach, the Clips have yet to get past the second round of the playoffs. So Doc Rivers, he's failed the Clippers. Pump the brakes, or Shay, you're crazy. What do you think?
I'm not going to pump the brakes, and I don't think you're crazy. I think this is legitimate. He has failed the Clippers. He was given $50 million. The Clippers had to give up a first-round draft pick just to acquire his rights from the Celtics. Who was on that team when he came 4 years ago? Basically, their team now. Their nucleus now. J.J. Redick, CP3. I mean, I wouldn't even throw Chris Paul, Amute. Don't throw any of those guys. You look at the nucleus. Blake Griffin was already on this team in his rookie contract. DeAndre Jordan was on his contract after he was drafted in the second round. They were much better served as a general manager in general management before him. Now, he didn't have it right away, but then Ballmer extends him to 5 years, $50 million. He gives his son a 3-year, $36 million deal. He gives a 37-year-old who's still a part of that nucleus, Jamal Crawford, a 3-year deal for $14 a year. Yeah, he has done everything wrong. Honestly, other than the Amute trade, he hasn't done a very good job as general manager. And as a coach, you know, this year what we had Glenn Big Baby Davis say that he was lucky as hell that Ainge was able to acquire, as we talked about earlier, as tonight was Paul Pierce's final game. Right. Pierce and Garnett go over there. They join him. Without that, he doesn't have a ring.
So I was in the camp of thinking Doc Rivers to the Celtics was to the Celtics. Hello. Doc Rivers to the Clippers was a great idea.
4 years ago.
Yeah, I thought he was going to change this franchise. I thought he was going to turn things around. Then Steve Ballmer comes in. I'm like, this is a match made in heaven.
Totally.
Were you on the same train as I was?
I was. But then sometimes you need reflection to look back. But this is the same starting five to when he came out 4 years ago.
I hear what you're saying. It's just what has happened.
They've never gone to a Western Conference Finals.
That's what I was trying to think.
Well, they've never been to the Western Conference Finals. They had a 3-1 lead up against Houston. They had a 15-plus point lead with a quarter and a half left against Houston. They blow Game 6. They lose Game 7. They haven't closed great outside of a round 1 win that was 7 games against the Spurs 3 years ago. They lose in the first round 2 straight seasons. I don't think the issue now has much to do with what you do with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. You pay them and you retain them. There isn't a better alternative.
You have to. And you have to get past the second round of the playoffs.
Right,
I mean,
but
there's no more room for
what does Ballmer do?
Yeah.
Do you say bye-bye to Doc Rivers? What would you do?
I'd keep him one more year.
Yeah. What's the better alternative?
I'd keep him one more year.
Yeah.
Yeah, who are you going to get?
It's tough. Not every team can win the NBA Finals every year.
Can't, especially when you have Golden State playing.